What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Legends Series, The Undertaker. Here we do have the Undertaker in the packaging. You can see he comes with his entrance coat, his tie, his hat, and the Phantom of the Opera mask, although it's not included right here. On this side we do have a nice image of the dead man. That same image right here of Undertaker. On the back we have a little bio for the Undertaker. Height 6'10", weighs 299 pounds, signature moves, chokeslam, tombstone, and last ride, although this is just chokeslam and tombstone. From Death Valley, career highlights: WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, World Tag Team Champions, WCW Tag Team Champion, and Hardcore Champion. Other figures of this line include Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Kamala, The Ultimate Warrior, and Magnum TA. First time in the line for Magnum. So really happy I have Undertaker in hand. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and then we'll go on to the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Undertaker posing out of the packaging. Before we get onto the figure, let's actually go on to his accessories, because he does come with quite a few. First off, he does come with his hat, which fits on his head really nicely. You can see looks really good on Undertaker, so his hat does come off. Next accessory is this mask, which I'm actually surprised on how well it fits in. You actually basically slide it into the gaps in between his hair, and once you get it in those gaps, it actually fits right on target, so you just have to do a little bit of adjusting, and there you go. It's on his head. Love this mask. He wore this when Mabel broke his orbital bone. So moving that off to the side. Undertaker also does come with this really rigid foam, or not rigid foam, but this plastic jacket, and getting it off is a little bit tricky. You kind of have to like peel it back like a book, and his hair does get in the way, so be aware of that. It doesn't help that he actually has an elbow pad underneath with it, where his right arm, or his left arm, so that actually does add to making it a little harder getting his jacket off. And then he also has these really big bulky gloves. It doesn't help that the jacket really isn't that pliable. If it was a little more pliable, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but as far as jackets go, this is actually one of the thicker ones, which it's a little bit of a shame, but there's really not much you can do about it. And Undertaker's final accessory is this tie, and it just slides over his head easily. It is on an elastic strap, so you can stretch it out and put it over. So that's what Undertaker comes with, so it's really a cool figure, but I do have a few issues with mine. And in case you can't tell, he has a really, really loose waist, and I like to say, if I can spin a figure around like this, let's see if I can't do it. His legs are kind of stiff, actually, so if I can spin a figure around like this with no effort, it's too loose. A little bit unfortunate, but you know what? Still really like this figure. He does have quite a few quality control issues. As far as I can tell, his legs, you can hear that really hard click into when I move his legs forward and back. Arms are kind of loose on mine. Well, his left arm is loose on mine. His biceps are okay. Swivel at the thigh is pretty good. Loose boot swivel. And then he also has a loose head joint, so quite a bit of quality control on this Undertaker that mine suffers from, but nonetheless still a really nice figure. Been wanting to get this figure for a really long time, actually, and he is a reissue. If you have been collecting WWE figures for as long as I have, you'll know that he is a reissue from, I believe, Elite Series 23, which I never found that figure in stores. Like, I looked for it and I looked for it. I found several other figures from that wave. I just never found an Undertaker, so finally having him in hand, I do like it. I just wish that mine wasn't riddled with this loose waist syndrome and loose boot. But as far as his detail go, let's actually show that off. It's not the best likeness to Undertaker, but for a young Undertaker, I guess it has to do because we don't get too many young Undertaker faces. And then you can see right here how loose his head is. But let's show off that mask really fast so you can see what I'm talking about. It does slide on in between the gap in his hair like so. And he looks pretty good, cool in the mask. I'll admit that it's probably one of my better features for this figure, and really glad that they included it. He is wearing his black button-up shirt, so that is really cool. I do like that. And then he just has these straight black tights. He's wearing the purple gloves and the purple spats with the painted buttons on them. Kind of wish that they had actually sculpted these on, because it's not like you're going to use these for another figure other than Undertaker. So, really cool figure. Overall, I'm just a little bummed that mine has so many quality control issues with it. But let's move the camera out so we can go on to his articulation. Undertaker does come with the standard articulation. He does have a ball-jointed head, which surprisingly he can look up. Can't really look down. He can tilt his head side to side because there is enough clearance on his hair for that. He does spin left and right, and no problem because his hair is a softer plastic. Arms go out to about that far, do a full 360, and again you can see how loose that arm is. I'm not putting much effort behind that. A little unfortunate, but it is what it is. He has a bicep swivel, single jointed at the elbow, spins and bends at the wrist. He has an ab crunch which goes back about that far, forward about that far, so not the greatest range on Undertaker. Waist swivel, which again, really loose on mine. Legs do go forward to about there. They would go further, but I'm scared to push it further past that limit because I might break it. Yeah, I don't want to push his legs too far forward, but they go out. He spins at the thigh, double jointed in the knee, so you can, those actually click. His left knee actually clicks, so that might be a problem in the future. He has a swivel at the boot, a hinge in the ankle which goes forward and back, really stiff going forward, and rocker ankles, and it's always good to see rocker ankles on figures. So that's Undertaker for you. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we do have Undertaker posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the figures. Quality control aside, I actually really love this figure, and it's probably because I have a soft spot for Purple Gloves Undertaker. One of my first ever wrestling figures that I owned was a really old Jakks Undertaker. He had the purple gloves, had the hat. I don't know, I just remember having that figure, and it was one of my favorite figures to own. Really sad when it broke on me, so having this Undertaker, it takes me back to those days when I was really young and started collecting toys, or not collecting, but playing with toys. But overall, like I said, I do enjoy this Undertaker. Really glad that they reissued him, because he is getting kind of hard to find with this gear, and you know, I don't foresee them releasing this Undertaker anytime soon again. So, again, really, really happy I have him in hand. I found him at Target along with Chris Jericho, and running me about 21 something with tax for Undertaker. I'm okay with that, seeing as how that's what you're paying for most Elite figures. If you can find this Undertaker, I really recommend you pick him up, especially if you're a fan of Undertaker like me and you want to celebrate the legacy of the dead man. Or also like me, have a soft spot for this particular style of Undertaker. You know, it's up to you how you want to have it. I'm not going to judge you either way. But anyway, thanks for watching my video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this was really informative for you guys. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe and tell me what you think of Undertaker. As well as check out all my other action figure reviews. All my other Undertaker reviews are up, so go ahead and check those out as well. And as always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And until next time, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000, and I'll see you later. Take care, everyone. My